Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of HBANZ 360, where we will be talking all things HBANZ. I am Dilza, your host, and I'm here with Maxi. Maxi, hello, how are you?
Thanks.
Of course,
Thanks, Dil.
Maxi, no problem. Of course, Maxi, the captain of Lions and one half of the admin team this season. So we have an expert joining us here tonight.
I
Um,
hope I'm an expert.
I hope so too. Well, we should be experts after the amount of seasons we've played, right? So, all right, so let's get straight into it. So, to begin this show, let's just go over what we'll be covering tonight. So we'll basically just be sort of running over season 16 as a whole, how we thought everything went. We'll be reviewing each team's season, and then we'll get into a preview of the grand final this weekend. So, to begin, how do you think the season's gone, Maxi?
I think there's been a few problems, but on the whole, I think it's been pretty good, considering there's always usually issues.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. There's always an issue or two, but I think you guys have handled everything pretty well as you could anyway. How have you felt the season's gone? Of course, your first season as admin with Frenchie, your first season, just you two. Have you been happy with the way you guys have handled everything?
Well, there's something that we're gonna go over very soon about that was in the first couple of rounds, but
Hmm.
on the whole, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And of course, that issue that you're referring to was the incident involving Squidder's team. Uh, Early on, I can't remember what round it was, about round 3 or 4, I think. But it ended up in Squidder's team having a point removed and the result being overturned. Um, yeah, do you have any comments about that incident?
Well, I think there was a positive out of it. In that, like, me or Frenchie ended up being in most of the rooms after that to oversee any games, and I don't think there was any incidents after that where there was controversial goals or anything like that. But yeah, I do think me and Frenchie did handle it pretty poorly to start with, and I hope we learned from that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think you guys did. Yeah, like you said, it resulted in a positive with you guys. I guess you could say sort of refereeing a bit more for the rest of the season, and we didn't have any more incidents like that. So yeah, I guess you guys did well. We'll go into that incident in a bit more depth a bit later when we review BBC's season. Um, but yeah, was there anything else you would have done differently as your first season in charge with Frenchie? Or were you pretty happy?
Besides that, mostly pretty happy. I think there should be a rules thread as well. There hasn't been one for a while, and
Yeah, I would
there
agree
was
with
sort
that.
of
Definitely needs
something
updating.
in the last round that ended up being a bit controversial, but it ended up working out in the end.
Yeah. That's right. Just a bit of a lack of clarity with the rules. I think yeah, they're definitely due for an update before the start of next season. Hopefully, you guys get on top of that. Um, yeah, and that brings us into any other changes for next season. Have you guys had any preliminary discussions?
Um, well, I was thinking about I've been talking to people and either introducing D2 again, but like last time there was a lot of Americans and people unlikely to show up at the bottom end, so we'd have to be cautious with that, and
Yep.
or introducing some sort of cup tournament like you suggested.
Yeah, yeah, I brought that idea to the table a while ago. I don't know, some people seemed happy with it. I thought it was a good idea, but now we might be lacking the numbers for it. I don't know. I think there could be still enough numbers for a second division. Hard to say. But yeah, maybe I guess just you'd have to just wait and see what the sign-ups are like for next season and go from there. But how did you think the app limit rules went?
I think it was good. I was looking over all the stats earlier because I was finishing off the stats, and only Red Devil and Barca had the full amount of minutes, I think. So it means that
Yep,
everyone's rotated well.
yep. And was there players that missed out a bit, or
Um, I'd have to look at it again, but I think that everyone that showed tended to get game.
yeah, yeah. I didn't really notice many players missing out, which was good. Um, there were a few guys like maybe Fank didn't get many minutes. Maybe a couple of others that would have benefited from a second division, but like you said, we probably wouldn't have been able to run one successfully. That's just sort of the unfortunate circumstances at the moment of not quite having enough numbers for two divisions. But I think no, it went pretty well. Went as well as it could have anyway. So you wouldn't make any changes to that app limit for next season. Pretty happy with where it's at.
Yeah, I think it worked pretty well.
Yep, I'd agree with that. Cool. So have we got an idea of a start date for next season yet, or
Well, I put a thread up to see what people think. Or what people are saying draft in January,
yeah,
and I really wouldn't want to do before that. I mean, I know a few people said start it as soon as possible, like in December or whatever, but I don't know about that. I think there'd be a few people burnt out. There's a few people that I've asked that are captains that think that December is too early.
yep,
And if you look at the second tier of captain, even the guys that would have been good captains ended up missing a few weeks, which doesn't work for captaincy.
yep, yep. And the other thing with that is we would probably have to have a break for Christmas, New Year's,
Yeah,
which is never really good to interrupt a season like that. So yeah, I think January seems pretty logical decision there. All right,
yeah.
cool. So should we jump into the season 16 reviews then for each team?
All right, let's go.
Cool. So who should we'll start at the bottom then. So as we can see, bottom team, Best Bros Club, as predicted by a few people. I think I remember Dope posting a prediction thread at the start of the season. He had that team down the bottom. I think. Am I remembering correctly? Do you remember, Maxi?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Pretty
Oh,
sure he
I
did.
think we were last, but BBC was second last.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of people didn't expect BBC to do very well. And they didn't finish bottom of the table with 10 points. Uh, pretty pretty poor goals for. Couldn't really score. Chuck this.
Yeah, they had a tough time of it. Um, I don't want to insult you too much, but
No, no, go for it.
I think Squitter should have picked Swoozy. If you see they only missed out by 5 points, and like that Swoozy would show up every week, and like I don't know what
I
you
think
think.
Swizzy had an app
Oh
limit of
yeah,
like 10 or whatever.
but yeah, you missed a few games, even though it was because like um, I guess maybe you didn't feel the team was doing well, and you didn't feel committed. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
Yeah,
just on your first point, I completely agree. If I'm Squidder, I would have picked Swoozy as well, 100%. So, yeah, look, I don't think Squidder did things right from the very beginning. I think he didn't draft well. Actually, Davo at pick 10 was a good pick. I'll
yeah.
give him that. Um, look after me. He picked all right, but yeah, I think that was a big mistake taking me at number 3, especially when I'd hardly played. Coming into the season, I think Swoozy was the clear pick there that he should have made. Um, and yeah, I guess it did backfire a bit throughout the
Yeah, I
season.
think you would have been able to do well if you were like a second pick with Swoozy or something.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there. And yeah, I signed up as a goalkeeper, and then I was playing outfield. Good at keeping. Look, at the start of the season, the team went all right. After 2 or 3 weeks, we were struggling to score a little bit, but defensively we were all right. Um, but things just really started going downhill for this team when we got a win against Infamous, and that the incident that we spoke about before happened, and it ended in Squidder just giving away the result. Um, and myself and Davo weren't happy with that. We thought Squidder should have left it up to the admins to make the decision and not just give away the result like he did. And yeah, went downhill from there. We weren't happy with the captain just giving away points. We showed up for a few more weeks. We played a few more games, but didn't go as planned. Myself and I think Davo both requested trades, and Squidder did absolutely nothing. So, we gave him like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. He didn't make any trades or anything. Didn't make any changes to the squad, which was struggling. So then Davo and I just didn't bother rocking up anymore. So I think Squidder handled the season poorly as a captain. Yeah, have you got any comments on that?
Yeah, and at the end there needed to be a bunch of games rescheduled because no one was showing up. Um, they did get a couple good results at the end. So they got a 5-1 against Best Bros Club, and I think they got a 3-3 against Infamous. But it was a bit too late.
Yeah, they were already right down the bottom with lots of points to make up. Um, I do think Sparks played well sometimes. He had one bad game I played with him, but besides that, he was pretty good. Modric was pretty good as well when he played. RVP didn't play much. RVP didn't play at all. Chile didn't play at all. So yeah, that's why they needed to reschedule, I guess, because those last 2 picks were not here at all for the whole season. Um, yeah, I thought Modric and Sparks did well when called upon. Squidder was, I don't know if he was trolling or playing seriously, but he was very bad most of the season. I thought I played all right early on. I was scoring goals early. Like after the first 2 or 3 weeks, I'd scored like all our
Yeah,
goals, like 4 goals or something.
4 goals. Yeah, it's pretty good for 62 minutes.
Yeah, so I don't know what more I could have done really.
Yeah.
Davo wasn't scoring, and he was probably the one we expected to score.
No, I think you did well considering, but I just think if you had another player next to you, uh, let's Swoozy, then it might have been a bit better. Like you
Yeah,
finished 5 points out, so I don't know. It could have been a lot different.
yeah. I'm just having a quick look at the stats. Modric finished the season with 7 goals, which is good effort for how many minutes? 80 minutes. So he played a fair few minutes in the end, didn't he? I was the second highest goal scorer with 4. Yeah, like you said, Davo had a few assists early. Squitter right up there with the own goals, and not up there with the clean sheets. So Sparks had 2.5 clean sheets, which was good. So yeah, overall, poor season for Best Bros Club. Got to give them a fail, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, but I was really impressed with Modern Sparks. Unfortunately, things didn't go that well for Best Bros Club, but I think those two can look to be doing well next season as well if they keep.
Yep. All right, cool. You happy to move on to the next team then? The next team, who is it? Kings.
Yeah,
Um,
Kings.
yeah, go ahead.
Um, I don't think they really had a star player. I think it was a very solid lineup, but they lacked a bit of balance. They're all really attacking players, Viper and Roman and Angst. I was impressed with Kara how he went, Kara Gunas how he went when he played. Unfortunately, at the end, he was when he was called upon. The matches were a bit of a meme. The match, the 11-2 or 11-3 match, and the 4-1, I think it was, between Best Bros Club and them. But I think he did pretty well. I think he got two or two and a half. He got 2 assists and a couple clean sheets. So I think he did well.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the improvement of Karagunis this season as well. Yeah, I think he's developing into a really good player. He's a pretty solid keeper. Still makes a few mistakes here and there, but as you'd expect from a new player. But yeah, I was really impressed with him. So he was a great pick at what Angst fifth pick, 23. So good on Angst
Yeah,
for making that pick. And he almost turned into their best keeper in the end, didn't he? Because like you said,
yeah,
they don't really like Roman was a bit of a fail as keeper, and obviously Viper and Angst aren't natural keepers either. Either they're natural forwards. So good pick, Carrigan. 23. But yeah, like you said, Angst drafted Romin at number 2, which is, again, I would have taken Swoozy. And Swoozy could have kept for them. I guess they probably would have had no other choice. He would have had to have kept. Um, I mean, he could have taken me as well if he wanted to keep it. Not that I think he should have, but I can't
yeah. I
think
think that
of.
possibly would have been a
Oh,
better pick. Yeah,
he could have picked Mario as keeper.
yeah. Mario. I mean,
Yeah,
Mario just won the Golden Glove, and he finished
or
second
or
this season.
Barca. So
Yeah,
Yeah, so they're probably both better picks than me as keeper on current form. So yeah, a bit of a strange pick there. I'm in at number two, and in the end, it probably cost him. Because, like you said, he had to switch the team around a lot, didn't he? Didn't really have a settled lineup. They tried Viper as keeper in the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit weird. Um, yeah. So yeah, Angst his first season of drafting, so you can give him a bit for that. But hopefully he captains again next season and drafts a little bit better. And look, they weren't bad in the end. Where did they finish? Only what 2 points, 3 points out. So just looking at their stats, Hanks played almost all the minutes. Ramin played a lot as well. Um, Hanks probably not scoring as many goals as he would have liked. Just five. Ramin ended up scoring five as well, and Viper four. Hanks with the 6 assists though. And they just, yeah. See, looking at the clean sheets, they've got three players on the list, two and half a clean sheet. So it just reflects the fact that they were never really settled as a lineup. Lacked a real obvious goalkeeping choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got anything else to add to that?
No, I can't really add anything there.
All right, cool. We'll move on to the next team. Oh, what are we going to give Kings as a grade?
Um,
E.
I think it's slight either way. We could say
It's not quite a fail, but obviously they didn't make the final, so yeah, we'll go on E. Who's next?
Lions.
Lions. Yeah, all right, I'll start with Lions, I guess, because I'll ask
Yeah.
you about that after. Well, Lions. They had a look. Only finished 2 points out of finals in the end. They had a very look. They had problems with players turning up this season. Um, Obviously, you drafted July with your first pick.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, obviously drafted July with first pick. Kanye second pick. Lukic after that. Lukic turned up a few games. Jad always going to be a bit iffy with availability, and
Yeah.
Wilbur and Herm are probably not going to rock up. So yeah, your last three picks probably speculative. So yeah, they're not going to turn up much. Obviously July had bad availability, so yeah, you're going to have problems, aren't you? Kanye and Lukic don't turn up, and
Yeah.
you're in trouble. So which they didn't a few times. Um, and as a result, you had to reschedule a lot of matches, which had people a bit
Yeah.
unhappy. Um, in the end, it just cost you not having a settled three. So yeah, what do you think about your team season?
Um, Look, I think it was a bit of a mess, to be honest. Um, with the first pick, it was always going to be July or Sweezy, even though Mario is a really good player, but my best position is goalkeeper, for
Hmm.
sure. And so that's why I wasn't sure about Barca either. Yeah, I think his best position is goalkeeper as well. I picked the wrong player. Um, I was talking to Swoozy and he said something about the fact that how he went overseas last last season, and you might have to this season. So I was thinking, they both have 10. At least July is probably going to be in Australia or whatever. I honestly shouldn't have considered that, considering July's comments before the draft. So I think I should have gone Swoozy for sure.
Yep.
We've got pretty good chem together as well, which makes a pretty bad stuff up.
Yep. And you did you consider trading July?
Possibly. I did get one offer. I got Mario for him, but in
Yep.
the end, that didn't end up happening. Even if he wanted to, that could have happened. But I just thought that there was a risk. Uh, this might be unfairly perceived, but that July might show up for someone else,
Uh-huh.
but not me.
Yeah, well, because he has
uh,
sort of had like his history of, he showed up for dope, didn't he?
yeah, but
Yeah, look, who knows what's going on in his life. He's busy, whatever.
yeah.
But how many matches did he end up showing up for in the end?
Uh, 4.
Yeah, okay, so not many.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, who knows if he would have shown up for someone else? Yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? But yeah, look, I think, that, in my opinion, there was nothing wrong with picking July with number one. It was just if you're going to pick July number one, and you're not going to be certain about how many matches he's going to show up to, you've got to be pretty spot on with your next picks. And Kanye at number 8, in my opinion, is not a good pick. Lukic at 21 is a good pick, but then the last 3 picks,
Yeah.
not great. So, yeah, I think what really cost you was not hitting that number 8 pick where you took Kanye.
Yeah,
I think
that's fair.
who was still available, Davo.
Yeah. Um, I guess I would have considered NZ around there. Is pretty solid. Maybe Juicy, but he ended up coming second in assists, so that wouldn't have been bad either. And probably not Flashy because sort of, I don't know,
Yeah,
need
I think
you know,
Viper, Davo, NZ,
yeah,
Juicy, yeah, Fweshy. Look, yeah, I'd probably take most of them above Kanye, but yeah, so that was probably where you made the error, not so much picking July. I think July's probably the best player in the draft, so I don't know, it's hard to say July Sweezy, they're both good, but yeah,
yeah. I regret pick 22. I went. I really was iffy about picking Judd. I sort of went along with what July wanted because I thought maybe that would make him more likely to show up. I was
yeah, okay.
looking at Sherpin, who I
Mm.
had access to on
Yeah,
who
Chopin would
was
have been a good
around.
pick.
Yeah, possibly Kara, or but whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. I guess like the previous 2 teams, Best Bros Club, Kings, and Lions, like all 3 teams probably made errors in the draft, and it's what cost them in the end. Not what made them not make finals. Um. So yeah, anything else you want to add to that?
Nah.
That just
I
about
think
covers it.
Lukic did well, yeah, but
Yeah, look, just
I'm
looking at the
pretty.
stats, Lukic played 100 minutes, so he did turn up most weeks. He scored 6 goals as well. So Kanye 4 assists, Lukic 3 assists. You had 2.5 clean sheets. not enough if you want to be a top team. But yeah, just looking at the stats, looks like probably Lukic was the standout performer for your team this season. Um, so we'll give your team a grade. I'd say yeah, probably similar to Kings, probably an E.
Yeah.
All right. So who's next?
The Magpies.
Magpies, Kuma's team. So what do you think of Magpies season?
I think the one thing to say about to their credit is I don't think they were smashed in any games. I think they've been competitive in every game.
Yep,
Uh, which is credit to Kumar and the team.
yep,
But at the same time, they did have issues scoring goals. I think they scored the least goals in the division, which meant that if they went behind, it was an issue for them to get back into the game.
yep. Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. They did really well at defending and not conceding many goals, but they were just really, what would you say? They were pretty impotent up the other end. They were really struggling to score pretty much the whole season. Um, yeah, it's interesting. You say you did get an offer for July, because Mario for July, because I thought Magpies was a team that was they were sort of like right on the on the brink. Like defensively, they were really solid, which is what you need to be to win the whole season. And they just sort of needed to add a spark up front. So I thought maybe if they were able to make a trade and bring goal scoring type in, then they could. I thought they could have threatened to go all the way. So I was thinking maybe Kuma should have looked at trading Fweshy out, not Mario. Um, I mean, I didn't see all their games, but the matches that I saw this season of Magpies, Fweshy, obviously he's not a natural forward, and he's as far as I know, he's a goalkeeper. I don't know how long he's been playing
Yeah,
forward for.
that's what I thought when he picked him as well.
And yeah, so he just the matches I saw where she was just missing a few sort of easy chances that maybe a natural forward would have scored. So I thought maybe Kuma should have looked at trading out Fweshy for maybe Davo would have been good. Davo, me, not that I'm a huge goal scorer, but
Yeah,
just I think that was the trade that Kuma needed to look at making rather than trading Mario out because yeah, defensively they were really solid, which is what you need. So they've got that foundation there. They just sort of lacked that spark up front. So yeah, I thought maybe Fweshy for Davo would have been a good trade, and I'm sure Squidder would have
yeah,
been
I
open to
reckon
that,
he potentially would have done that for sure.
and that would have added a bit of a spark up front for Magpies. Yeah, I think look that they had the potential to go all the way. Like I said, they had that foundation, but yeah, just like that spark up front. So, um, yeah, I was surprised they didn't make a trade. In fact, there was no trades at all this season, was there?
Yeah, I think that's the first time in a while, or at all. Maybe I haven't checked in detail, but
Yeah.
I can't remember any.
I guess with that trade that Kuma had in mind, he was maybe thinking of switching Fweshy back to goalkeeper, which again that probably might have worked as well. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I think in the end that's what cost Magpies this season was just Fweshy not being a natural forward type. Um, as we look over their stats, Kuma played most minutes, Mario as well. Fweshy played most minutes. They had Richie, who's a decent player. That was a pretty good pick 16. Although he didn't turn up that much, did he?
nah, we did play a few games. did well from what I saw.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player, pretty underrated. Kuma ended up scoring 7 goals for them this season. He had 4 assists as well. Hoshi with only the 1 assist and 2 goals, which is not good enough for a player
Yeah,
who played 85 minutes as an outfield player. They had Mario with the 8 clean sheets, which is massive, So just the 0.5 off the top, which was Barca. Yeah, I think that's just where they fell down with Fushi not being a natural outfield player. They had Fank fill in a few games. How did you think old mate Fank went?
um,
Pick 30.
look, it's a good value pick though. He's gonna show up, and maybe you can put in a
Yeah,
bit.
he's always keen.
I think he got like um half a clean sheet or something. Yeah.
Yep. I think he played outfield in the last or second last match, didn't he?
Um. Yeah, possibly.
Filled in outfield
Yeah.
when needed as well. Yeah, but overall, I guess a bit of a disappointing season for Magpies because they had that potential there with the strong defense, just couldn't do it up the other end. And in the end, they ended up losing to Frenchies, wasn't it, in the finals?
Yeah.
I didn't see that match. Did you?
Oh yeah, it was pretty good series. Really close.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they competed with the team that's gone on to make the final. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look.
like I said,
Overall. Yeah. Sorry. Go. What were you gonna say, Maxi?
no, I was just gonna say they were competitive. It's just
Yep.
unfortunate they didn't really have any goal scoring power.
Yep. Yep. So overall, I think good season without being great for them. I'd give them a C, I reckon.
Yeah,
Um,
alright, that seems fair.
yeah, hopefully Kuma captains again next season and he can build on that. All right, let's go on. Who's the next team? We'll do Red Drum. The other two of the grand finalists. So yeah, what do you think of Red Drum season? Of course, they finished on top of the ladder.
Yeah. Um Look, they did well during the season, no doubt about that. I think Awobi did well when he played. I think Green did well when he played. So they did well both depth wise and picks wise, at least for the regular season. But they didn't really seem to be very competitive against Infamous. Well, at least in the second game, I would have liked them to have shown a bit more.
Yep. Look, fantastic regular season, wasn't it? Finishing 7 points clear on top of the table. So that's pretty dominant. 8 wins. Next best was Frenchies with 6 wins. So they're clearly the top team of the season as a whole. They unfortunately they just couldn't bring it to the finals, could they?
No. Um, but hopefully Red captains again next season. Would be happy to see him captain if he wants to.
Yeah, they looked really good throughout the regular season. I watched a few matches there. They had really good cam, passing it really well. Red Devil looked really dangerous. In fact, in my opinion, he's probably the most improved player this season, Red Devil. He's one of the absolute top players now. I think he was really, really good this season.
Yeah, I can't disagree too much with that. I think it was did well. I think he got second most goals and most assists, so it's a pretty good.
Yes, that's right. 11 goals. Played all the minutes this season, and so did Barca. So, in fact, they're the only two players from the
Yeah,
whole
that's what I
competition that
said
played the
earlier.
whole,
But
yeah, all the minutes, and both on the same team, which is, yeah, it just goes to show if you've got a set of lineup, you're gonna do pretty well. And of course, not only did Red Devil have the 11 goals, he's finished top of the assists with 10 assists as well. And Juicy second most assists with 7. So that's pretty damn good. And Barca finishing top of the clean sheets with 8.5. So, that just reflects their domination over throughout the regular season, doesn't it?
yeah, you can't really give them any faults for their regular season.
Yeah, so what happened
Awobi
what
got
happened for them
3
in
goals or
finals,
something.
Maxi? How come they just of course they went out in straight sets?
Um, I'm not sure really. Uh,
Did they
I
just
mean it's
choke?
a good team on paper, yeah, but unfortunately they folded a bit. They didn't really have that much defensive structure.
Yeah, they did try and play very much a Zach style of hacks. And unfortunately, that's probably not what wins your finals. It's more a grinding defensive style, isn't it? So, um, I think their weak link was Juicy. I'm not saying he was bad, but I saw quite a lot of their games this season, and Juicy always just looked like their weak link. He made a few errors, missed a few real clear chances for them, especially in finals. But look, he was pretty solid, but he just missed a few really good chances for them in finals, which is maybe what cost them in the end. Bass was really solid as goalkeeper. We've already said Red Devil was fantastic as well all season. What do you think of their other players, Iwobi, Greenfired? I thought Greenfired did pretty well when asked to fill in.
Yeah, and I've seen him play in pubs as well. He's really become more consistent. I've been happier with him since he was on our D2 team. I think he did a decent job then, and I think Awobi is going to be really good.
Yeah, of course, Turkish and Star Steps, I don't think they showed up. Yeah, so, yeah, it looks like Barca just choked in finals again, so there you go. Not up to it when the pressure's on.
Well,
Next season, he'll be back.
yeah. Oh well, he's become really good since I tamed him, so I think he's learnt his lesson. Nah, he's had another good season, and yeah, he's becoming one of the lower ends of the top 10.
Yep. All right, so that's I mean, it's hard to rate their season, isn't it? Because so
Yeah,
good,
maybe
and
like a
then
B or something.
yeah, just on the regular season you say A plus, right? But then going out in straight sets, you gotta you probably say B, I guess.
Yeah, alright. I have to go for like 10 to 15, so Frank's gonna fill in.
Okay, that's all right.
Oh, cool. So who do we get to talk
Welcome, Fank.
shit about? Or is it not that type of stream?
Yeah, no shit talk, Fank.
Oh,
Only Barca,
yeah.
but
Oh,
you've missed
but
you've missed out on that.
I know. Like,
Um,
The street discussed so much better. Anyway.
all right, so anyway, that finishes all the reviews of the teams that didn't make the grand final.
Okay, I'm not trying to crash the stream, but Fake needs to turn his mic up. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh.
Bye. Or turn him up on your end, Dills.
Okay. Thanks. Did you turn it up, Fank, or do you want me to do it?
I'll try. Hang on. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, I turned you up a bit. Should be good now.
Are we good, Drake? Okay.
I can hear you. Good. So, all right, cool. So let's go on grand final preview. So which team should we do first?
Should we go from the loser side first?
Yeah, let's do Frenchies first. So, what do you thought? What there? I'll start again. What are your thoughts on Frenchie's season?
I probably underrated him in the beginning. I thought that Sweezy's absence would have been so detrimental to their cause, but it didn't have that much of an effect. They were able to make playoffs quite easily. Iglo's fourth pick, as third round pick. I don't know. I've been seeing some good games of him in replays. So I guess everyone has their own like player they want to raise up, and it looks like Frenchie's player is Igloo. It did cost them points against some top tier teams, mainly Red Rum.
Yep.
But
Yeah. Look, I think they did really well throughout the season, and they're improving at the right time. Look, like they haven't had a settled lineup all season, really, have they? Sort of been messing around with their lineup a bit.
I think Kills has been away as well, but that's probably their one weakness in what is probably statistically the strongest lineup of the two. Like between Frenchie Kills and Swoozy and Dope Everson Drag, Frenchies probably have just a slight advantage because you've got Kills Ebis and Drag, who are sort of similar skill. I mean, Drag's definitely better, but but if you take in account for ping.
Yes. Anyway, what do you think of Frenchie's drafting? Swoozy at first pick. I mean, that's an absolute steal, isn't it? Because he really should have gone earlier. So
that was probably the gift that Frenchie needed.
Yep, absolutely, and it's allowed
picking
it.
up
Even though he had a limit.
steal.
Sorry, what'd you say, Frank?
Yeah. I think picking up Wingard at 25 as well was also a bit bit of a steal. Even if you take into account his just declining form, if I was, I think he was able to do some good in some games. Mal was. Let me have a look at the stats. He played 27 minutes. He scored 3 goals with 2 assists. Definitely able to put his mark on the field.
Yeah. No, that was a good pick. Look, I thought Igloo was a good pick at 18 as well.
Igloo is okay. He has done some good stuff. He has also been known to do some bad stuff as well. But he's been
Yeah,
able to fill in for the Frenchies, and
that's right.
they've been
He's
able
filled
to
in for 60 minutes this season, and he's got 2.5 clean sheets for him, which is their most clean sheets. Of course, they had Swoozy with 2 clean sheets and NZ Kills with 1 clean sheet, which sort of shows that they've had a bit of a ever changing lineup all season, and so they've finally settled on NZ Kills in goalkeeper. Last week they did. Do you think they'll maintain that this week?
I don't see any of the Frenchies red run game, but I'm not.
Okay, yeah, I saw it, so I'll talk about it then. So yeah, I thought NZ Kills in the goalkeeping position was really good for them.
Yeah,
It allowed Swoozy to
make
go
it
out.
keep again.
Yeah, no, it's
we
it's
we
it's
can
their
we
best
can get
option.
that. Oh yeah, I think Swoozy playing mid has a bit more a bit more value for him, and Kills is a fairly decent all all rounder that can do the basic keeping jobs that you expect from a from maybe a first sub player as as well. I'm not saying Kills his first sub, just that he's a decent utility, and being able to provide support to, in my opinion, probably the second best player in the league after Dope.
Yes, yeah, I agree. I think Swoozy absolutely dominated that match. He was fantastic for them, and that's their best chance of beating Infamous this week. Putting NZ in goals and allowing Swoozy to do his thing, and hopefully, Frenchie continues his good form and he can finish a few goals. Unfortunately, that means Igloo won't be playing again, but he was a good fill-in for them this season. Yeah, so I think that just about covers Frenchie's season. Yeah, so you got anything else to add?
For the Frenchies now, I don't think that Frenchies could have done anything else that better this season. Yeah,
Mm.
they took a few losses when they were short against the big teams, but they were able to pull it out when it counts, and toppling both the Magpies and Red Rum. They've proven that they are definitely one of the 2 strongest teams in the league, and they definitely deserve the grand finals berth.
Yep, I would agree wholeheartedly. I think, yeah, Swoozy at that number 4 pick was a gift, and Frenchie drafted well. So anyway, let's move on to Infamous. We won't rate these teams yet because it obviously depends on how they go this weekend. So yeah,
So if they do bad, if they do bad,
oh look,
one of them gets a D.
nah, I think they both
D
deserve.
didn't make it to the end. It's been good. It's been a good season for.
Nah,
Dope.
yeah, I think both teams deserve an A this season. Either way.
Mm.
All right. Infamous's season. Dope picked Ebis with his first pick, number 7. pick drag with his second pick.
I think Dope's taunting us.
Look, to be honest, Dope just has to pick two competent players, and that's about it. Just a few
It's
depth
really
players who will
weird.
turn up.
Like, sorry, like like Dope picks two pure forwards.
Yep.
I mean, like they can mid, but if I had a nickel for every time, drag ran off to cherry pick, I'd probably have enough to fly over to America and slap him silly for stop cherry picking, you fool. I know you have Dope behind the net, but
Yeah, well, Dope's like a
that
one-man
guy
wall back there,
is
so
a man for goals.
yep. And
How
look,
many did he score?
that
He scored like
who? Drag, he
Drag
scored 12
12.
goals this season, so he's done his, that's his job, isn't it, right? Dope just sits
Yeah.
back there, he's like a wall back there, just make sure there's no goals conceded, goes up the other end, Drag scores his goals. So he finishes top of the stats, 12 goals.
Like the thing is, like Dope can easily go 2v1 with half half the teams in the league, and that's just the strength that Dope has defensively.
Yeah, that's right. They haven't been great defensively, besides Dope, I mean. But
Yeah.
Everson 13 just doing their job, and that's all they have to do. Just
Well, 16 goals conceded. It is 16 goals actually a pretty hefty few, but
yeah, but it's not a bad number. Look, Red Drum conceded only 10. Magpies conceded only 10. Infamous
it's still
conceded
the
16.
best,
They
third best
conceded a
total
few
in-
more,
third best total
but
in the league, yeah.
they scored more as well.
I mean,
That's
when
what
you
counts,
score,
right?
Rico,
Dope's
I
just so
think
good at holding the ball up the other end and just making sure they score.
I
So
think
just
Dope,
creating play.
Dope was also away for a bit. Like
Um,
it's only got on with 88
yeah,
minutes here, so
yeah. Dope missed a few games, so that's where they.
yeah.
But their other picks, Razzle, Jason Chirpin, yeah, they did. They turned up a bit, filled in here and there. They're all right.
Raz definitely Raz was definitely one of the hyped players from the Div 2 crowd, along with Fleshy and Angst.
I think he
Yep.
would have done a good job on Kings. Thank you. I think he would if he it was him, Viper, and Angst. They would have done a lot better. They might have been pushing with that fourth spot.
Yes. So we're just.
Hang on.
What's that?
I'm just having a look. Like I don't know if like if he did want to make Kings, it would have been at that 9 spot, which would have been too early because Raza got picked up at 15. Unless a trade came in. But
yeah, if a trade happened or something. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Look, I think Dope just has to
Raza's
pick.
really
Just has to pick two competent players for finals, and then just a few others who'll show up to fill in here and there when needed throughout the season. And he's pretty much, that's all he needs to make the grand final,
Yeah.
and then go all the way.
True.
So so that pretty much sums up Infamous. I think we'll just have a quick look over the stats just before we continue with the grand final preview. As we can see, Barca Red Devil, Kuma, Frenchie, Angst, Mario all playing most minutes this season. Top goal scorer, as we said, drag. He finishes on top with 12 goals, Red Devil 11, Frenchie 9. Great effort by all those guys. And Modric in fourth, let's not forget that. Good effort for how many minutes did he play? Where is he? He played 80 minutes.
In the head-to-head between these two teams, I've had one win apiece. The first time through, they won infamous 1-0, which I think I saw that game recently.
Hang on, Frank. Just
it was from an own goal from.
Let me finish this about the stats first. Hang on, one
sorry.
sec. Yeah, he's just jumping the gun a bit there, mate. Yeah, assists, top assists, Red Devil 10, Juicy 7. Great effort by Red Drum to get the top 2. Dope with 7, which just shows how he creates the play from the back. Own goals, Frenchie finished on top with 3 out of Squidder, who had a pretty farcical season in goal. Clean sheets, Barca finishes on top with 8.5. And Mario second with 8. So good effort by both them. Dope, of course, with 6. But yeah, anything you guys want to add about those stats? No.
The head-to-head that the two teams have had, both have had one win. First game, I think, the infamous 1-0 from a Frenchie's own goal, and
Okay.
the second game, Frenchie's won that game 2-1.
Sorry, who did you say won the first game?
In infamous one.
So it's 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 throughout the season.
Okay. Did Dope play when they played?
Dope played in the first game. The second game, yeah, the second game Dope played as well. I wonder if I streamed that game.
So pretty even head-to-head throughout the season, which means it should be a good game. One thing I wanted to ask you guys is of course, grand final being a 5-game series. Which team do you think that suits? Do you think that helps Dope or?
You can make a case either way because Dope's really good, no matter who is playing.
Yeah.
I think it's harder to beat Dope over 5 games than it is over 3. So.
Yeah. I think I don't really want to mention it, but because of what happens, but I think if you play well and you get lucky, you might be able to edge it. Dilza, Swoozy, Deloving, we took them to 5 games. And I think we had a lead in one of the deciding games, and that was against Red, Deco, and Dope, which is a much better team than this, even though all 3 players are good.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Dope was better back then, so there is a chance, but I think Frenchies will have to play a lot better than they have been playing. Having said
that. Yeah, look, I thought Frenchies were fantastic last week, beating Red Drum. Frenchies pretty much, I wouldn't say dominated, but they really were on top over the whole 2 games as it was. Really, from the beginning, they sort of looked the better team. They were holding the ball forward more, creating more chances, and yeah. Anything you guys want to add to that?
I think I think the question this time is not to ask who could last longer, but between the good players, but who's gonna choke first? Everson Kills have both been in this situation and coughed up handsomely, and yeah, they might be the and and influence in this as well. I don't want to sound so negative, but they both acknowledged that it takes a lot to play a game series, and especially if you don't have momentum going your way, it can be hard. It can be hard to crawl back from the small mistakes.
Yes. Has Ebus won before?
With
Uh,
dope, yes. Which is the same with most people who've won. Thank
Yeah.
you,
Okay.
dope.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've never been on Dope's team, so there you
don't worry,
go.
you'll find that feeling someday.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. But look, I think the key for Frenchies is to allow Swoozy to dominate that midfield again. He really
Yeah.
ran the game for them last week, and I think it'll be interesting to see how Dope, if Dope tries to aggressively hold the ball forward, um, and not allow Swoozy to sort of dominate like he did. Or if Swoozy just dominates against Ebus and 13 in the outfield and piles a lot of pressure on Dope at the back. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see it. Interesting to see how that battle goes. As I
We've got
think we've got a few guests joining
dope
now.
and we've got drag here.
They heard me talking garbage about them, so they've come to shut me up.
What's up?
nah, Dave.
Welcome, Dope.
You're good.
Hey, man.
Yo, Dilza, you should turn us up because you have all your volume set pretty low.
Okay.
Maxi as well.
Yeah, all right, Dope. So how are you feeling about the grand final this weekend?
I'm never nervous anymore. To be honest, I'm not worried.
Yeah, you've been there, done it all before, plenty of times.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just another game.
Another
Yeah.
day in the office. Just
Be-
routine, eh?
Would be concerning if his 11th time around he was nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be saying something about me and Ebus right there.
He could win with me, so I don't think he has any issues.
Yeah, look, we were saying before last week, I don't know if you saw the match, Dope, but Swoozy was really dominant. He ran the game from that midfield position and he was just really good. So it'll be interesting to see if you sort of try and play aggressively to not allow him to dominate the outfield against Ebus and 13, or if he'll dominate and sort of put a lot of pressure on you and push you back a bit. Yes, what do you think about that?
Always just adjust how the other team plays. I mean, generally I'm pretty aggressive, and I think possession is a big thing with me up at goalkeeper. So I
It's like
mean,
the
I'll
key
Yeah.
to 3v3.
I'll see how he plays. I'll get 13 and Ebus to adjust accordingly. If they put a cherry picker out on me, then they Ebus and 13 can just do work 2v2 in the corner. They should be able to score. Yeah, I'll just adjust whatever strategies they put out, but I'm pretty confident in my own ability. Should be good.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
obviously Swoozy's a great player as well. Probably the best in my opinion. So I've stated that multiple times. He can just do it all. Every position they can make changes too. They can put Swoozy at goalkeeper if things aren't working for them. So it'll be interesting.
Yep, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I thought moving NZ Kills the goalkeeper was a good move for them because it just allowed Swoozy to really dominate. But yeah, it might be different against your team this week. So yeah, we were saying, do you think a 5-game series suits you guys?
I'd probably say in the past that it'd suit me, but I've played just league games this whole season. I haven't played
Yeah.
pubs at all, and I missed a few games too, so I'm extremely rusty. Hopefully, I play a few pubs before Sunday. but focus isn't an issue for me. I've been a lot of 5 game series with overtimes, so yeah, I like it. Should be good.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And what about you, Drag? How are you feeling going into it's your first Div 1 final, yeah?
Oh, I'm excited, man. I've gotten to play. I will get to play the two best teams. Red Rum was arguably one of the best teams in the past few seasons. I mean, that team was stacked, and then this team is incredible too. So I'm excited. I think these teams are like season 12 tier. Like even back when there were a bunch of good players left, these teams would be competing. Like July, Swoozy, all of these guys, like they're up there with them. Frenchie is a really good player. Red Devil's a really good player. So getting to play like the best people in HBANZ history is fun.
Yep, yep, absolutely. Yeah, well, I agree with that. Like I said earlier, I think Red Devils maybe one of the most improved players this season. He was fantastic all season.
He's really good.
Yeah, Dope. I'd be keen to get your opinion. Why do you think Red Rum failed in finals? Like they dominated the regular season, finished way clear on top, and just like go out in straight sets. Yeah, well, Dope. Why do you think that happened?
Um, well, probably don't mean to be mean or anything, but I think they had a weak third link.
Dude, I was
Mm.
gonna say it if you didn't. I swear.
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
Juicy,
Yeah, well, that's what I highlighted that as well.
Yeah, I
Juicy
heard you say this.
Juicy's sort of like a fleshy to me, where his main position was goalkeeper, and then he moved to try and forward. And I never really liked him at forward. I know I played with him. Forward, I don't know what season it was, and I was mid, but
Whatever season you're
Yeah,
with
season
me.
11.
right, yeah. I usually can adapt to whoever's forward with me, but I think season 11 wasn't that strong of a season in terms of quality.
Yeah.
So that's why I was able to succeed. But I think Juicy's like a solid player, but he
Yep.
doesn't have the top tier like skills, I guess. He just
Yeah,
he,
he
he
missed a
doesn't
lot
have
of really good chances for them.
yeah,
Dude,
like I see him succeeding where he's goalkeeper with a really strong mid in front of him and a good forward in that sort of situation. I don't know.
he had the chance to put some goals in and take some games from us, from Frenchies. I watched that series. Like he kind of let him. There were some moments he really could have capitalized.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
that's right.
Versus us too. That last second in game one, he missed that wide open. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that was
I remember that.
lucky for Ebus just runs down to the corner to push Dope out of the way, and then they force the ball to a cross. Juicy misses big. I was like, oh my god, they just gave us game one. Should be overtime.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
should have lost that one.
Maxi, Fank, do you guys have any questions?
Yeah. Dope. How you found this season compared to previous seasons? You haven't been playing much. How have you enjoyed playing with Ebos and Drag and
Yeah, I mean it's been pretty good. It's been what I expected. Defensive struggles, but firepower on offense, and that's pretty much what I was after in the draft. I mean, I was looking at Juicy in the second round, but um, Drag just fits my playstyle more because he's more offensively talented, and I don't like playing with a mid when I'm keeper because they play a bit more defensively like a mid is supposed to, but that sort of takes away my ability to push up, play aggressive, and hold the possession. So I was after two pure forwards in this draft, and I got pretty good ones that can pass well
Thanks,
and
man.
shoot well. So that's why I ultimately chose those guys, and it's been working out
I think
pretty
we
well.
played pretty good together. You and me pass a lot. Like I
Mm.
don't know if you've played with someone who passes to you as much as I. I'd say like I'm up there with Kuma in terms of like the amount of passes you receive from me
Yeah, it's good.
from the
That's
corner midfield.
I don't like not being passed to when I'm playing keeper because I feel like I can't get involved.
Yeah, you
And I
guys
think
have
it's
passed
wasting
really
it.
well the last few weeks, especially. Do you feel like your chem's improving?
Oh, dude, I objectively think that we have the best passing in the league right now, and I think it's not like that far ahead of like the Frenchies or Red Rum, but I think it's enough of a like gap that we control possession at times. Like there's like a minute straight where we'll be passing between the three of us. It's crazy. And Dope's like the perfect facilitator. Like me and Ebus will pass like between Dope. He'll pass to the other one. We'll pass back. He'll pass to the other one. You know, like that. So really good team chem as far as passing goes. I think that's going to be a huge problem for the Frenchies or the
Yeah,
French fries. I like to
yeah,
call them.
I'd agree with that. All right, any more questions, Maxi Fank, before we finish up?
Yeah, I've got one. So Dope, when are you planning to get out of the kitchen?
Goalkeeper.
I think I'm staying in the kitchen for the rest of my career, to be honest.
Just
HBANZ.
gonna cook up some stuff in the back and serve it up hot, eh?
Yeah, pretty much.
GK is so important in
So you're
3v3.
not gonna
Oh,
pick
yeah.
me if I don't captain.
Yeah, but no, it's just I don't like meeting anymore because it turns into a bus fest, and honestly, I just don't have the same will to do that than the old days when I used to. And plus, I like controlling possession. I like always like 80% of the time being on offense. So.
And GK is fun. You control the game. You control the pace of your team. Everything.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
why
much.
Dope's teams succeed because like best GK, so it's easy to win when you have the best. Yeah, but you know, I mean, we kind of stomped Red Rum, and then they gave Frenchies a fight. So it'll be interesting to see if like that was just Red Rum really upping their game, or if you know the Frenchies have some issues. You know, I saw some stuff. I'm not gonna say it on stream. I don't want to view back and hear any of the weaknesses I spotted, but I think we're gonna exploit some of their defensive issues a lot because Swoozy outside of the net is good on offense, but on defense they have some issues, some serious ones. And I think our
Okay.
play style is really bad for him. I think we're gonna honestly give him a hard time on defense.
Okay, interesting. So you guys going in confident?
Yeah, I'm always
Um,
confident. Yeah.
I think we're the better team. I think they're a really good team though. I think we could lose, but I expect to win.
Yeah, I reckon they'll give you guys a good fight. Just after seeing Swoozy last week, he seems in really good form. So I reckon it'll be a
Swoozy's
really good
really good.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the
that's-
closest player to Dope.
The thing about this team is they don't have any weaknesses, which is strong. It's definitely that's why I rated them the top team preseason. I knew this was gonna, if I was to make it to the grand final, I knew we're gonna come down to these two teams. So
Yep.
yeah,
Maybe their slight weakness might be NZ Kills looked a little bit shaky at times last week. So you
yeah.
guys
I
might be
mean,
able to exploit that.
but I think other teams have worse third links than
Oh
us.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, their team is really strong. I think the Magpies have potential to be the best though. Like if they could have
Yeah,
done
that's
a
what I was
trade
saying.
for
Mm,
like a
they needed
forward,
a forward.
Mario
Yeah, we
Kuma,
were
Yeah.
and a
talking
forward,
about that before.
that team could have done freaking damage. Like honestly, that was a good team. That was a really good team. They're missing one piece.
I think I think if Richie showed up more, he could have been able to get some more game time and maybe build some chemistry with Kuma and Mario to produce something spicy at times maybe.
I think me instead of Fleshy would have been a good addition to their team. I played with Kuma last season too. We played good
Oh, yeah.
together, but I don't think he wanted someone with high points.
Yeah, I don't know if it 100% would have worked, but I think either Lukic or Rack.
I was thinking
They were
Lukic too.
lower down. Yeah, Lukic got 5 or 6 goals, and we didn't have July that much. So I think on a top team, he really would have done work.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard someone say that we had a lot of goals conceded this
Yeah.
season. Like
Oh.
it should be noted that like Ebus, me, Dope only took the field together in total the whole season 7 times out of 12. So for about half the season, we either had a bench player in or like 2 of us were missing. Like for 2 games, me and Dope didn't even show.
Yeah,
Like,
in
it was just
contrast
Ebus.
with Red Rum, who had Barca and Red Devil both
Who
play every
had
minute.
2 starters every game, all the time. And also, I cherry picked in games we already had won, and I can say for a fact, we wouldn't have won 11-3 versus the Kings if we were busting. We would have won like 5-0. We wouldn't have gone 3-3 with BBC. We would have gone 1-0, 2-0. Like, we weren't playing defensive. Dope didn't really care about his stats, and me and Ebus don't really care about defense. So, like, we're gonna let in goals. The fact that we only let in 16, that's actually pretty insane.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty good number in the end.
Yeah, like if you count all the factors in, that's actually like it's pretty good. Because Dope only played eight games, I think. I can't remember offhand, but with
Can't
Dope in, I
remember.
think we only allowed
Yeah,
like
it said
7.
88 minutes.
Yeah, and I think he only allowed like 7 or 8 goals. So, and like I said, most of those were like me CPing. Like literally, I didn't play defense if we had already won the game. It happened in finals too, versus Red Rum. But yeah, I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a fun series. I hope.
Congrats on the
I hope we
Golden
can
Boot, by the way.
Oh yeah, it wasn't really deserved, but yeah, thanks, man. Really cool accomplishment. Pretty much done.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
It's a massive accomplishment playing in the ping you're playing in to play as well as you are. So yeah, well done on that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's hard. I bet some people forget. Like, I'm playing with like 180 over like 200, and I make it look easy, but it's at times it's pretty hard. Like,
Yes.
I've actually like there are moments where like I've thrown goals that Dope should have had the assist on. I'm sure he vividly remembers. Like I was CPing and he clears it out to me and I lag out and I can't score. It's I don't know if it's frustrating for him, but like to me I'm laughing. I'm like, oh shit.
That was
Like
pretty funny.
like
Yeah, like
Dope should be the top of assists. I'm not even joking. Like Ebus has missed like
he
5
got
goals.
7 assists, so that's like
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, no, he should have had number 1. I'll just say it right now. But I was lagging. Ebus was fucking choking his ass out, and yeah, the fact that Dope got 7 is actually like some sort of fucking witchcraft. I don't know how he managed to get 7 with the bullshit we had going on. Yeah, really
Alright.
fun team.
Anyway, so I guess we'll end the interviews here. So Dope and Drag, good luck for this weekend. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Yeah, no worries. Good luck.
Cheers.
So yeah. So thank Maxi. We'll just finish off with some predictions for the match. What do you guys? How do you guys reckon it'll go? Okay,
I don't wanna
we'll let
say
Frank think about it. Maxi, if you got a prediction.
Well, I think it's safe to go Infamous, but I'll go Infamous in 5 games.
Okay, so you're predicting a big, long series.
Yeah, it should be a good series.
Yeah. I would. Okay, Frank, do you want to go? You can. If you've had a second to think
Um,
about it.
I reckon Infamous from behind in 5. I reckon Frenchies might have a few chances.
So you think it'll be similar to the series against Lions a few seasons ago when they came from behind?
Yeah.
Yep, and of course, Swoozy was playing for Lions that season too. So look, Swoozy's come as close as anyone to beating Dope, and he has in fact beat him once or twice? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't think so. We need to fact
I
check.
know that his team's won before.
Yeah, he has won a cup without Dope. Season 10 with the Imploders, right?
Yeah.
So Maxi says Infamous in 5. Fank says, what'd you say? Frenchies in 5.
Infamous in 5.
Infamous in 5 as well. All right. Yeah, that just about covers everything. Did you guys have anything else to add before we end the show?
No, thank you everyone for playing, and thanks Dilza for all the work you've done with the spreadsheet and everything. Thanks for organising this, and good luck to both teams for the grand final. Hopefully, it's a good series.
Yep, of course. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Yeah, thanks to everyone this season for playing and everything. Yeah, so Maxi says Infamous in 5. Vank says Infamous in 5. I will yeah. I was thinking Infamous in 5 as well, so there you go. Same prediction from all three of us. Anyway, so thanks, Maxi, for doing this entire show, well, basically entire show with me. Thanks, Vank, for filling in when needed. And yeah, good luck to both teams in the grand final this weekend.